Hi everybody, it's me, Greg Mannarino. How are you today? It is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2015. All right, everyone, what's going on here? Well, it's pretty simple. You cannot turn on the TV or whatever news outlet and how you follow it without hearing something about this Greek debt crisis that we're in once again, and it can never be fixed. Understand that. What I do believe is going to happen here is another can kick event. Look, it's pretty simple to understand. If you want to look at things on a micro scale, you can say, okay, look over at Greece, look over at Greece. But understand, this is a global problem. In the United States, it's an even bigger issue, but we have a Federal Reserve that has a printing press. So they can continue to print and print cash out of thin air to issue IOUs in the form of debt. Understand? The entire economic model of the modern world is based upon the acquisition of debt in perpetuity, not paying it back. You understand? It can never be paid back. And not only can it never be paid back, it was never intended to be paid back. And again, this goes back to my premise right here in the United States of why our policymakers cannot balance a budget, why they will not cut spending in any meaningful way, and why they will look for every avenue humanly possible to borrow cash into existence and disperse it, like border issues, immigration, and war. You could go on and on about these things, but understand it can never ever be fixed until, well, no, it can never be fixed at all, but we're going to have a reset, period. And this is what we're seeing now is the central bankers colluding with the policymakers to try to find yet another avenue to kick this can down the road just a little further, but nothing will be fixed. We will be readdressing this very shortly, no matter what happens. And it's going to get much, much worse everywhere. Again, they can't ever stop this. This is why the United States is the biggest debtor nation in the history of the world. And our debt is 18 plus trillion dollars. It can never stop. It will be 20, it will be 25, it will be 40, it will be 100. But, obviously we understand it's going to blow up way, way before that. Look at the action in the bond market today, people. It's getting spooked, but this puts some pressure on the stock market as well. But again, unless I am very wrong, and there's a distinct possibility that I can be here, because there may be something else in the works, and I'm going to talk about that real quick. We are going to see a can kick event very soon, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. The reason why I believe, at least, this is taking so long to come up with some kind of a solution to kick this can is all of the institutional investors and the banks are putting themselves in a position to capitalize on that. They're waiting. They're waiting. They meaning the Greek ruling party in collusion. Understand, don't think that the Greek ruling party here has the people's interest in their minds, because they do not. They absolutely do not. The politicians, all of them, are in the back pockets of the banks. And so what they're going to come up with here is yet another way to fleece the people, and the banks will benefit from it. It's that simple. It's always the same. And it will never change until, again, the big, massive reset, which is coming when this entire system, this debt acquisition cycle, and they admit that we are at the end here again. Why is Greek in a crisis? Because they can't borrow any more cash. Think about it. How do they fix the mechanism? By giving them more cash that they owe. Are you starting to get it? If you're new here, I hope you're starting to get it. If you've been with me for a while, I am more than certain that you get it. But this is the situation that we're in, people, period. So, again, one way or the other, they're going to come up with a short-term solution, and this may go the opposite way. And what do I mean by that? I mean this: they may actually allow some type of a short-term default, and then they're going to step in because the market's going to plunge at that particular point, I believe at least. And there'll be a lot of money made on that short, and they're going to come up with some other kind of thing. This is a scenario that can happen. The market will go back up. Again, they inflate these bubbles, they deflate these bubbles, or whatever else they need to do to allow cash to be stolen legally from the people and redistributed to the upper echelon of society here. If there is a can kick event, and I wrote an article about this earlier, I'll place links to that in the description of this video and in the comment section. You can expect this market to have some type of a relief can kicking rally, which I believe will sell off after that, and we can capitalize on that. At least at this point, I believe that is the most likely scenario, that we are going to see a can kick event, which will not, again, be in the people's best interest, but will be in the best interest of the politicians and the bankers, period. And we're going to see how this plays out. All right, everyone, let's just watch it all. Just do what it's going to do, and I will see you soon. Over now.